But first, I recently had the honor to interview one of the world's great spiritual leaders and Nobel Prize winner, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We talked about his meeting with President Obama and about the possibility of autonomy for Tibet during his lifetime. And I asked him about the unrest in the world today, including developments in Ukraine. Here's what he said. But you look at the world, you look at Venezuela, the Ukraine, Syria. You ever think people will stop killing each other?
Right. Very sad. All these, too much self-centered attitude and short-sighted. Not using properly human common sense. And too much emotion. Once destructive emotion become out of control, then no room to think normal way. I think 20th century become like a century of violence, use force immensely. Never solve problem. You see, violence create unexpected consequences. So therefore, now this 21st century should be, I usually call, century of dialogue. Any problem have to solve through talk. That's the only way.
You recently met with President Obama. What was discussed?
Of course, this is third time meeting. Even before he became president, as a senator, I met. So we know each other. So I really felt some kind of reunion. And then I want to report what I'm doing. 3 commitments. Number 1, promotion of human value. Second, promotion of religious harmony. The third, regarding the Tibet, now political responsibility is concerned. I already retired. The same Dalai Lama, when we met previously, I also have the sort of responsibility of Tibetan political, or say the business. Now, 2011, I completely retired from political responsibility. Not only myself retired, but also almost 4-century-old tradition.
Why?
Dalai Lama institution automatically become head of both temporal and spirituality. Now that I voluntarily cease. So I feel very happily or proudly ended in that sort of system. Why? You see, I believe that the democratic system is no matter some drawbacks here and there, but basically best. Because I always telling people, I believe the world belongs to 7 billion humanity. Each country belongs to the people. So one time I expressed in this country, America belongs to about 300 millions of American people, not a Democratic Party or Republican Party.
Why does China care so much about Tibet? It's such a small picture in the world picture compared to China. Why do you think, why can't they get together?
I think at the beginning, initial sort of stage, that was 1950s, then the leader, particularly like Mao Zedong, and also Stalin, you see, in their mind, the worldwide revolution is something very fresh. When I was in Peking, 1954, 55, I was very much attracted the sort of the thinking global level, at least working class people of the whole world. That's,
Rise.
Oh, that I think is very, very right. Usually, you see the working class people, less privileged people. So then eventually, they found a lot of minerals in Tibet. So sometimes some Chinese sort of, the experts, they describe Tibet as some kind of, what's it, the treasure house or something like that. You see, they mentioned that also, I think, one factor.
Do you think, honestly, that in your lifetime, you will see an accord?
Oh, yes.
You do?
I feel that China is changing.
Have you met or would you like to meet the new Pope?
Yes, I'm very, very eager.
What do you think of him?
Wonderful. I think he truly implement, you see, their teaching. The one thing I admire his dismissal on German, I think, bishop. You see, maybe a very nice person, but his sort of lifestyle, very, very luxurious sort of lifestyle.
Austere.
Oh,
yeah.
So you see, he dismissed. I think that's very right.
Good point. Last year, Pope Francis criticized capitalism. He said capitalism excludes the poor, creates new tyranny. You have said the free market can work if it's infused with compassion.
Yes.
You see a dichotomy there between what he said and you said, or you think it works?
I don't think, you see,
compassion and capitalism aren't often put together.
So anything which can, which have sort of different aspects. So from one angle, yes, the capitalism only think profit.
Right.
Whereas Marxist economy, we see think the equal distribution. However, the capitalism in free country, the rule of law, and also, the certain regulations. So also is make difference. Finally, no matter what system, the person who carry that system with sense of responsibility, sense of concern of well-being of other, then any system can work.
Do you think we will ever see a female Dalai Lama?
Yes, that's very possible. Many years ago, in Paris, one women's magazine, interviewed me. Then she asked me, any possibility female Dalai Lama? About, I think, 20 years ago. I immediately responded, yes, possible. Firstly, in Tibetan tradition, among high reincarnated Lama, some are female. About, I think, 6, 7 centuries old. So this is nothing new. And then I told the reporter, if female Dalai Lama come, the female must be very, very attractive, more useful. Female, but looks to see little.
Can't be ugly.
Not much sort of meaningful.
Carouser. Do you have someone in mind? Do you have is there a successor in mind?
No. As early as 1969, one of my official formal statement, I stated, the very institution of Dalai Lama should continue or not up to Tibetan people. If such a sort of time, people, majority of the people feel this institution now no longer relevant, then institution automatically cease. So I have no concern.
It's up to the people.
Yes, up to people.
Do you think the United States has lessened its pressure on China regarding the Tibet situation? Do you think the United States is still as forceful as ever or not?
Basically, I always see telling, according to my sort of belief, the world trend, democracy, openness, freedom, that's the world trend. So people from China, most populated nation, but still part of the world. China's future depends on the rest of the world. So therefore, you see, whether they some of the hardliner leaders, whether they like it or not, they have to go along the world trend. So here, America, the leading nation of free world, so have moral sort of responsibility, moral obligation. And Chinese people, they also want more change. Just change in the economic field is not sufficient. Many Chinese, many intellectuals, even retired officials, you see, they have the view, now time come, more political change is necessary for their own future, for their own well-being.
What do you make of the whole emerging gay question? Russia banning homosexuality, yet in the United States we now have growing gay marriage. What do you think?
That, I think, personal matter. Of course, you see, people who have belief or who have certain sort of spiritual tradition, then you should follow according to your own tradition. You see, like Buddhism, also you see there are different kind of sexual misconduct. So you should follow properly. Then no believer, then up to them. So far, you see the different form of sex, so long, safe, okay, and fully agree, okay. Bully, abuse, or yes, rap or this bully, that's totally wrong. That's a violation of human rights.
What about same-sex marriage?
That's up to the country's law.
What do you feel personally about it?
That's okay. I think individual business.
Yeah, none of your business, right? Yeah, you got a point. All right, what about you said?
If you people, two couple, really feel that way, is more sort of also the practical, more sort of satisfaction. Both sides fully agree. Then okay.
Some people have sent in some questions for you. Lucia Luego tweets, "How can we have inner peace when you witness terrible, inhumane events like those in Venezuela? How can you have inner peace when you see all that violence?"
Nowadays, we need long-term sort of strategy. I usually see sort of telling or share with people, now we need the education system should include about moral education, about moral ethics. That also secular way. According to Indian understanding, secular does not mean distance from religion, but respect all religion and also respect to non-believer. So, so that I think now it becomes very serious.
Don't you ever feel pessimistic?
No. I think we have to also make effort.
Holding Mondarelli early from Facebook asks, if you could fix one thing in the world, what would it be?
This moment, now recent years, my full commitment is how to educate people about inner value.
Inner values.
Inner values. Then the formal education system should include some sort of method, some sort of education about warm-heartedness.
Joe Rittman asks, why does inner peace come so well for some people and is so hard for others?
Basically, we all come from our mother.
Yeah, but some of us find...
I think you also come from your mother.
But
even those sort of merciless people, like Hitler, Stalin, these also come from their mother. But even all have the same potential of human affection there. But the circumstances then, you see, develop such person because, you see, they completely ignore about the inner value and nobody telling them about this inner value. And then circumstances, too much competition, too much sort of division, and strong concept of we and they, and we and enemy. Then, you see, creates such merciless people.
Mariam Bakar asks, what was your dream when you were young?
Play, not study.
You played around?
Oh, yes. When I was young, I have no interest learning. So I
have children in the same boat.
Yes, yes. I usually describe myself as a very, very lazy student.
Finally, Dalai Lama, how would you like to be remembered?
Nothing. You should, as a Buddhist practitioner, you should not think about your own good name on these things. So one time in New York, one New York Times columnist, one lady, I think now, almost 10, 15 years ago, you see, she asked me, what do you want your legacy? Then I respond, I'm Buddhist practitioner, should not think about these things. Then some other sort of discussions. Then again she asked me the same answer. Then again she asked me, then I lost my temper.
You got mad?
Yeah.
I'd like to have been there.
So that next year we met again, then both laughing about that experience like that.
Watch new episodes of Larry King Now, Monday through Thursday, on demand on Hulu and Aura.tv.